Good day, everyone. I am Justine Dorn, and this is Ron Rayfield, and we have chocolate ice cream from 1830 to review for you today. So both of us have already tried it, and when Ron tried it, he kept saying one word over and over again. Wow.
And more.
Wow, wow, wow. He kept on saying that. So that means he really likes it, and I really like it, and this is honestly one of the best chocolate ice creams I've ever had in my whole life.
And I don't like chocolate ice cream. I don't see what's so great about it, but this, I see what's great about it.
He's a vanilla ice cream
I'm
guy.
a vanilla ice cream kind of guy.
This is good.
Well, wait for a woman, get it.
This is
before
really
it melts
good.
anymore.
Yeah,
also, you're seeing
that's the thing.
Also, we're demonstrating what the first milkshakes would have looked like. Because it's pretty hot here today in Missouri.
Right.
So
well, that's the thing. I mean, there was no refrigeration that's up to par with modern refrigeration back then. So this ice cream isn't really gonna quite be as
it's
hard as a modern ice cream.
Extra soft serve.
Yeah, it's soft serve ice cream. But on camera, it looks like a milkshake. It's not. It's more like soft serve. It's really good, though.
Look at that. Look how delicious that is.
Oh,
even though it's melting, it's the taste that you're going for, not the look.
That means we have to eat it real fast. And it's pretty messy. So we're just going to share this glass here, and we both have different spoons.
And later in the show, we have a special ice cream we're going to taste.
Yes.
Today is also National Garlic Day. Who knew?
Yeah, how are we going to celebrate National Garlic Day as well as just coincidentally make ice cream? Watch till the end and you will see. So why are we even eating ice cream today, Ron? Can you please kindly tell the audience?
So today we're eating ice cream because last week we had an Easter egg challenge that I overwhelmingly won. And a lot of the suggestions for my prize should be Ron should get to eat ice cream. And the winner should eat ice cream and the loser should make it. And here we are. I am the winner and she was the loser in that competition. And last year it was hilarious. Not for me, but everybody else thought it was hilarious.
It also wasn't for me either.
The ice cream video that we made. It was a great video. And so we thought it'd be fun to do it again. And here we are, and this time we've done chocolate. Last year we taste tested a bunch of fruit flavors. And
yeah, just random flavor that they would have had back then. So what are some other weird flavors? This ain't even weird, but they had weird flavors of ice cream back then.
I believe last time we talked about different fruits and stuff. Well, I've also come to learn that there is oyster ice cream.
Which they had back then, too.
Yes, these are ones they had back then. They had horseradish ice cream.
Ew.
Yeah, I think the oyster is the most disgusting in my personal opinion.
I think that the horseradish would be, but oysters are a close second.
Also, I have found out that there was an avocado ice cream. I'm looking for the receipt recipe to that. I have not found it yet, but I really want to try it. And I might just try to make me some one day because I love avocados.
It was French.
It was French, wasn't it?
This avocado ice cream recipe was French.
And that's the hard thing is when you're looking through these old cookbooks that are not in English, I don't know what they're saying. I don't speak French. I don't speak Spanish. So it's really hard. I'm sure it's out there.
If you have it, please give it to us.
Yes.
Has to be from the time period.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to eat this, and Ron's not going to have any.
Well, hey, slow down there. Look at that.
Really good.
Now, what would you rate this ice cream?
10?
10? I'd give it 10 too.
This is a 10 out of 10 chocolate ice cream. And has very minimal ingredients.
I really don't know why anybody would go to the store and buy modern ice cream with.
That has 50 ingredients.
Yeah, this has 4 ingredients. Eggs, cream, sugar, and chocolate.
Yeah.
And it's...
The chocolate has its own ingredients in it. But for the sake of simplicity, let's just say it's one whole ingredient. So my mom bought diet ice cream recently, and I looked at the back of it, and it's the first ingredient, and it was potato starch. What are they doing to our food? That is not ice cream.
I'm sure there's some stuff in there I can't pronounce.
Oh, yeah.
Gum and nitrates and phosphate and silicone.
Soy? There's soy?
Silicone, syrups.
Protein and ice cream?
Don't forget those number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7s for those colors.
Yeah, those colors. Artificial flavorings.
No way, man.
You don't need it.
I don't understand why they can't just make a simple.
Why can't they just make this? This is fantastic ice cream.
This is the best chocolate ice cream I've ever eaten in my life.
Really?
And I don't like chocolate ice cream, like I said before.
Wow. This ice cream is so good, it converted Ron.
It has converted me to being a chocolate ice cream believer. 4
ingredients.
But hey, you might say, where'd you get ice from? Did you go to the gas station and get that ice for that video? Well, they had these ice houses. So you would harvest the ice from lakes and ponds in January and February when the ice got as thick as it could get.
They get ice from the streams, and oftentimes the ice was imported, believe it or not. So they would push it downriver or downstream, and then you keep it in an ice house, and you could have had your own ice house if you were a rich person, but most people didn't have their own ice house. Most people had to go to the village's ice house and buy it. St. Genevieve had something like half a dozen ice houses in the early 1800s. And random fact, but the pewter store in town, ASL Pewter, used to be an ice house.
You would harvest your ice in January and February, and it would keep, depending on how large your ice house is, it could keep all the way to the next fall.
Yeah.
And you would pack sawdust and straw in there, and these have thick walls.
Stone
So it would
walls.
be stone, brick, and sometimes even underground. And they would dig a large pit that was deep, so you'd pack your ice in there, and it would also have a drain, because it's going to melt a little bit, and you got to get that water out of there.
Everyone wanted ice in summertime, not just for ice cream, but for a whole variety of uses.
Yes. You could drink cold drinks.
Cold drinks.
So they also didn't, obviously, cold drinks.
Yes.
So they didn't just keep ice in the ice houses. You could keep your dairy products in there, like milk. You could keep meat in there, because it'd keep longer. And if you're hot from working in the fields all day,
you just take a nap in there.
I'm sure a lot of people went to there. I used to work in the restaurant business, and when it got hot in the kitchen, you go to the walk-in cooler. So
Really?
I'm sure they went to the walk-in ice house and cool down.
Wow.
Those of you who've worked in the restaurant industry, you know what I'm talking about.
I see. Yep, so it used to be a very important part of village life, and it's kind of just been lost to time, I guess.
Yeah, they quit using them whenever the refrigerator box was invented.
That's right, yep. Some people in the Amish community, they still harvest ice the old-fashioned way like that, and they still store it the old-fashioned way. But other than that, most people now just use electricity. Ugh. Humbug.
You can thank Ben Franklin for that. But hey, so how would they do this? How would they harvest it? They would bust a hole or drill a hole through the ice and check to see if it was the desired thickness yet or not. And then they take basically a big saw like you would with wood and saw it. And then you hook it with the ice pick and you pull it out and you'd either float it down the river if it's huge chunks, or you load it up on wagons. You stack it on wagons.
Yeah.
And these horses would come right on the ice with these sleds and wagons, and they'd load them up.
Wow.
Quite the operation. Kind of dangerous, too.
It was an operation. I mean, it was a job.
If you got a wagon full of ice, a ton of ice and horses, and you're knocking holes, it's probably pretty dangerous. I'm sure there were some casualties over the years.
That does sound scary, now that I think about it.
Very scary.
I think that's it for me for the chocolate ice cream. It's really good, but I've had a lot of it. Yeah, I've had a lot.
That's so good.
It is really good.
It's really rich. It's
very rich. It's cream. There's no milk in there to dilute it like a lot of modern ice cream is. But boy, is it good. So I've had my fair share of chocolate ice cream today. I had 1.5 of these already.
Yes.
So give me a break! But I'll tell you, it is very, very good. This is a 10 out of 10. If you want to see the original recipe, our receipts as they used to call them, go to the main channel, Early American, because over there we cook it and here we eat it. That's right. So over there you can see the original receipt at the end of the video, and then in the top pinned comment you'll see the translated modern recipe if you want to try to make this at home. So I'm trying to figure how you can make it in a modern freezer.
Just let it freeze.
I think, yeah, just find a metal container. It'll definitely freeze faster in a metal container. But I guess if you don't have anything except Tupperware,
put it in Tupperware.
Yeah, it'll work in Tupperware too, I'm sure. So just put it in the freezer, and maybe once every half hour to every hour, take your spoon and give it a really good mix until the thing is frozen.
Yeah.
And you'll find out the hard way that it takes a very long time to freeze. Yeah.
You did a pretty good job this time.
Thank you.
It wasn't as dramatic as last year. You've been working out a little bit. You got the guns there. She came prepared this year.
That's right.
No, but you did a good job.
Thank you.
And it tastes delicious.
Thank you.
Now, if you're curious which one we made last year, we made lemon ice cream, and you can find that. It was basically a year ago today over on Early American.
Just about. Yeah, just
and
about.
So be sure to check that out, and check out the Chew Chat to that one too. It was a good one.
Yeah, actually, so we brought the leftovers of the lemon ice cream to Ron's dad, and he tried it, and he said he wished that he had a direct IV for it right here, where he could just have the ice cream go in him, because he said, this is the best ice cream I've ever had in my life.
Now, I will say, and I'm saying this because I'm not a chocolate guy, this is the best chocolate I've ever ate. But I liked the lemon one last year more than this. Because...
Bias?
I'm just being honest. But this gets a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, of course, if you... Actually, the ice cream recipe I'm looking forward to making the most, I found a period receipt for strawberry ice cream. Oh, I am looking forward to that.
You know, I got a fun fact here about some ice cream. And one of my fun facts is in 1813, Dolly Madison, James Madison's wife, the President of the United States, she served strawberry ice cream, and everybody raved about it so much they wrote it down. They talk about the ice cream that she served. It was vanilla ice cream.
You know, I read that they had more ice cream flavors back then than we do today, which is really hard to believe. But when you have eggplant and zucchini and cucumber flavored ice creams,
oyster,
you realize really quickly that, yeah, they did have more flavors of ice cream back then than we do today, and they were crazy about their ice cream.
And they had the popular ones too, like we got today, like strawberry, pistachio, chocolate.
They had vanilla ice cream. It was kind of on the rare side because you had to be very wealthy to afford the vanilla ice cream. Chocolate ice cream was more common than vanilla ice cream, but it existed. Now, I heard that, what was it, Thomas Jefferson? That he was obsessed with ice cream. This man was also obsessed with macaroni and cheese. So this guy, I would love to have dinner at this guy's table.
Oh, yeah.
How obsessed was Thomas Jefferson with ice cream, Ron?
Pretty obsessed. So I found 2 recipes, or receipts, if you will.
Yes.
One is for vanilla ice cream, and then one has 18 different steps to it. And I could not find, it's really hard to read these because they're in chicken scratch from 250 years ago, written with a quill, and nobody has typed it out for you yet, so I can't read the name of it, but I read the description. There's 18 parts to this ice cream, and it's
his ice cream recipe?
Yeah, this is his fancy one, and it's compared to a modern day baked Alaska, so that means it's got chocolate, raspberry, and vanilla ice cream, and some kind of a cake, and then what I believe is a meringue on top.
Oh my goodness!
And it's got 18 parts to that. That's
they
crazy.
had baked Alaska back then, basically.
Basically, they
did.
Yes. And another fun thing I read was President Washington in 1790. There's a record of him spending over $200 on ice cream that summer.
Okay, $200, even in modern times.
I don't even spend over $50 on ice cream in a whole year. And this is one summer.
And okay, I don't know how much $200 was worth. I'm assuming, like, let's say in the late 18th century. I don't know, what is that, like $2,000 back then?
Probably.
That is how obsessed they were with ice cream. I mean, I'm sure he had a lot of mouths to feed because he had company over a lot. Right. But that shows you that ice cream was a frequent flyer on his table.
It's probably why it had no teeth too. All this chocolate stuff. That's why people got bad teeth back then. There ain't no toothpaste yet. There's tooth powders, but it can't combat against the chocolate. When you're drinking the chocolate gravy,
for breakfast,
you're eating a chocolate tart, and you're dipping the chocolate biscuits like we did the other week in the chocolate gravy, and then you're eating this for dessert.
Oh yeah, I
There's
feel
so much
nauseous
chocolate.
Now I feel nauseous.
So far this year, we've done amazing chocolate dishes. We've done the chocolate tart that was the most decadent pie tart, whatever you want to call it, I've ever eaten my entire life.
Now that one was a keeper. That one I would actually make for a holiday, like let's say Christmas or Thanksgiving.
Yes, we'll be making it.
In my normal modern life. I mean, it's definitely going to be a keeper. That one was amazing. This one is also amazing.
Now the chocolate drink, that was also amazing, but you have a very bad bellyache afterwards.
Because it's very calorie rich.
And then the chocolate cookies. So these are 4 chocolate videos you guys should check out. They're awesome if you love chocolate.
Well, thank you.
You'd think today's National Chocolate Day, but it's not. It's National Garlic Day. And boy, you're in for a surprise because we have garlic ice cream.
Oh, we make garlic ice cream. Okay, so you know what we figured? They had eggplant ice cream. They had zucchini ice cream. They had Lord knows what else ice cream. It's National Garlic Day. We're going to try out garlic ice cream. So we actually made this yesterday because we wanted it to freeze all proper. Yes. So what we did is we took regular cream, 2 cups of cream. We did the exact same recipe as with this. 2 cups of cream, 3/4 cup of sugar, 4 egg yolks. But instead of adding chocolate, we added garlic powder. We added about a tablespoon of garlic powder.
It's going to be nasty.
Which is just dried, dehydrated garlic that you've crushed up into a powder.
And yes, they had garlic powder back then. There was fresh garlic and there was garlic powder if it's dehydrated.
Of course there was.
Just for the people that say, they didn't have garlic powder back then.
Okay, but here's the thing. And they probably didn't have garlic ice cream back then, but we're just doing it because we're
They probably did. There's some really weird stuff in the 17th century.
True.
That I was looking at. So
True.
I wouldn't put it past somebody to do that. If they're doing horseradish, I mean, come on.
Well, you know what? All throughout history, they've had really strange foods. Even in the 1950s, they had banana mixed with cheese, mixed with ham. I saw a picture of it.
Did Elvis eat it? It sounds like something
I don't know,
would eat.
but probably. I don't know. But, I mean, throughout history, they've had the weirdest foods. So maybe they had garlic ice cream in the 18th or 19th century. I don't know.
You know what might be cool?
What?
Mustard ice cream.
Ew! Oh, horror! Okay, how about mushroom catsup ice cream?
I mean, I'd try it. I'd put it on my steak.
Oh, really?
I'd put it on my steak.
You would try it? Okay, you know we gotta do it now.
No.
You know we gotta do it! You know we gotta do it! Okay, so we're gonna put some mushroom catsup on top of the garlic ice cream and see if it's any good. Now, before we do that, word about garlic.
Oh, yes. A word about garlic. It originates from Asia.
That's right.
And it did not come to the New World until the 17th century. It came with the French, the Spanish, and the Portuguese.
Yes.
They brought it over here. And now there is cousins to the garlic that are native to the Americas here, but the actual garlic...
Like wild garlic is native to North America.
Everybody thinks those are wild onions. They're actually wild garlic.
Wild garlic.
Those little green tribe-looking things, those are wild garlic.
So here's the thing. Why don't you see me cook with more garlic in my period cooking videos? That's because back then, at least in North America, garlic was regarded mainly as a medicine. A medicine for what? I have no clue, because every time you look at the treatment, it's for a different disease,
it
of
definitely
course.
ain't for breath, that's for sure.
No, it shouldn't be a cure for bad breath. But it was prescribed mainly as a medicine. I've seen it for treating upset stomachs before. I mean, well, you know what? My mom told me that garlic is very good for a cold.
Yeah, it's good for your immune system.
It is good for your immune system. So there is actually some truth to that. But I think that early Americans thought garlic had too strong of a flavor and it made your breath smell abysmal. So they probably stayed away from it for everyday use because of that. And garlic, you can occasionally see it in period cooking. It's not like it's completely extinct. It doesn't exist.
It was in our cooking we did the other week.
It was in the lentil soup video, actually, that I made a couple weeks ago. That's from the early 1800s. But it's very rare. Very, very rare. So out of all the historical receipts I've made on this channel so far, I think I've only actually used garlic maybe 2 times. Maybe 2
Interesting.
times out of the 100-something videos I got. So yeah, it was very rare in routine cooking, and it didn't become mainstream until the 20th century, really. Until the very early 20th century.
Very
Yeah.
interesting. Right, let's fetch that garlic ice cream and give it a try. What do you say?
Okay.
Smells like Italian. Here, you can have the bigger one.
Yeah, it's like Olive Garden here.
Lick my spoon, please.
Where's the mushroom catsup?
Do I really gotta do it?
Don't you think that you can get out of it? Don't let him get out of it.
Fine.
Don't let him get away with it.
Let me get it. I'm getting a clean spoon though.
We're basically having a full course meal. I mean, this has dairy in it, it has garlic, and it has steak sauce because that's kind of what mushroom catsup is.
This is gonna ruin it.
Well, yeah. Okay, I'll try not to put a ton on there.
Hold on, let me try it with just the plain garlic first.
Okay. And
if I try it with this, you gotta try it with that.
Now, it ain't much to look at because the garlic powder didn't really give it much of a color.
There's little specks.
Little tiny specks in there, I guess you could say, but it's just a white looking ice cream. Okay, Ron, you go.
It's gonna be horrible.
Oh, okay, I guess both of us will do it.
And, can I make a joke?
Yeah?
So, you all know there's gonna be winds, but now that there's gonna be garlic with the winds, it's gonna be really, like, hurricane.
Oh, thanks for reminding me.
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll
Ron's lactose intolerant.
We'll go on 3. Hey.
1, 2, 3! Oh, that's really weird. Oh, it is like Olive Garden because I hate Olive Garden.
That's horrible. Don't try this. Don't try this. Did you swallow it?
Oh, it's gone.
Part of mine went back in the bowl. That was horrible.
That was so bad, I think I need to wash the taste out with some mushroom catsup.
Ah.
Hehehe.
Why did we do this again?
I smell it already.
Whose idea was
I'm
this?
pouring it so carefully. I'm afraid it's just. Oh
My god.
Okay, that's fine. That's a good amount. Hold your breath. Okay. Actually, you got a little less than I did. Just a wee bit.
Thank the Lord.
The Lord has your back. Mix it up.
Okay, at least I can mix it up. That dilutes it a little bit.
Well, you're diluting a bad flavor into another bad flavor. So I'm not quite sure if that'll help.
It's a shame there's not smell vision yet.
It smells
Nobody's
like
invented it yet.
mushroom catsup and garlic and sweet cream. I'm ready.
I don't want to do it.
On 3.
I don't want to do it.
Too bad.
You gonna make those bad? Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Oh!
That's worse.
Oh! Swallow it!
I did, unfortunately.
Oh! Oh! I swallowed it.
Oh.
That really tasted like the most vile medicine.
Tasted like old eggnog.
Oh, that's bad. It just left a terrible aftertaste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Safe to say they probably didn't make this ice cream.
I don't think they
in
made
the
this,
1800s.
but I could not imagine eating oyster or horseradish ice cream.
Or eggplant ice cream, honestly.
Let me see that chocolate glass. Maybe there's some left in there I can drink. Get this out of my mouth.
There's literally 1 drop
Okay,
in
that's
there.
all I need. Come on.
Let this idea die. Don't do this. This is bad. Don't try this at home.
Alright, yeah. Let's get this away from here.
Yes, please. Now, Ron, can you share with us what happened this week in American history? Go!
As you all know, the night of April 18th, 1775, William Dawes, Samuel Prescott, and Paul Revere rode to warn Sam Adams and John Hancock and the other patriots that the British were marching on Lexington and Concord the following morning. So at sunrise on April 19th, about 700 British soldiers march onto Lexington Green, and they find about 75 militiamen standing fast. They say, "Throw down your arms, you damn rebels, and disperse." Well, The order from the militia commander tells them to disperse because they don't want to fight. They were there to show force, but there was no fighting yet. And so about half turn away, that's when the shot heard around the world happens. And I believe it was an American that fired, not the British. You know, it's cool to blame it on the British, but if you think about it, the British soldiers are trained to do what they're told when they're told. Regular militiamen, out of fear, you know, could fire a shot easily, especially if half of your men are turning away. They're gonna go home, and you say, "Wait a minute, no, let's do it," and so that's my theory, anyways. So, anyways, they fight there. Then they go to Concord, where they fight another force, and there's even more militiamen at this point. Now it's about 400 men, and this is just a couple hours later.
They gathered them all up.
Yeah. So as the events happening that day, we keep getting bigger, and they keep getting smaller because we actually killed more of them than they killed us.
Which is pretty impressive considering it was militiamen versus actual registered soldiers.
Yes. We lost about 49 men, and they lost over 70 men. They had 170-something wounded, and we had less than 50 wounded. And both sides had about 5 to 20 missing. So the whole way back, the Patriots are harassing them and having skirmishes with them. And by the time they get back to Boston, there are 3,000 Patriots on their tail. So it went from 75 men
to 3,000
by the end of the day.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, there's 15,000 Patriots from all the neighboring areas that have gathered, and they're starting the siege on Boston.
They just needed that one trigger to start it, but they were all, the build up to this war had been coming for many years.
Right.
And a lot of people were just angry, hungry, frustrated, broke, taxed to death without representation, and sick and tired of having to let soldiers be in your house that are from another country.
Yeah.
And so when they heard that there was a skirmish that had broken out and the war officially started, we went to 15,000 militia members in just 2 days that were like, sign me up!
Yeah.
I'm ready to fight and get this over with.
That's right. So, big day this week in history.
Yeah, big week in American history.
And then after that, you have Bunker Hill and Breeds Hill, and so that was the beginning.
Beginning of the American Revolution.
So anyways, that's all I got for this week in history, because that's big enough. Don't need to talk about anything else.
Yeah, that is big enough. That is plenty big enough.
Oh, another thing. Before they had cones, you know, like for ice cream.
Oh, okay, we're going back to ice cream.
We're going back to ice cream.
Okay.
There was another fun fact I had. For ice cream, before the ice cream cone existed, they had these little, they look like what Alfred's got here, little shot glass looking thing.
But it made out of metal.
No, well, yeah, they had metal ones, but they were also glass, but on top it was domed inward, so the ice cream sat on top of it. So it looked like an ice cream cone, basically, but you couldn't eat the cone part.
No.
It was called a penny lick.
I think because it cost a penny, at least when it started, it cost a penny, and so you would just suck and lick the ice cream off of the top, and there would be these cafes that you could go to and you could get ice cream at, or sorbet, and also they had salesmen that would just walk around like food street vendors, and they would be selling ice cream using these same metal or glass cones, if you will.
Also, on that note, we found out that they had molds for ice cream. So for fancy parties, you could mold the ice cream to look like a candle or a bowl of fruit.
Yeah, so they had a mold for a candle-shaped ice cream dish, and you'd actually put a wick in this mold. You'd light the wick on fire, and then there'd be this fun show. It might be one of those fancy candles that sprays fire everywhere.
Maybe it was a sparkling wick. Who knows?
A sparkling one. And then once it goes to the ice, it's going to obviously die, and that's the end of the show, and okay, it's time to eat the ice cream. And they also had snow cones.
Yes.
That's actually the earliest kind of ice cream, if you can call it that, is made with ice instead of dairy.
And that goes back to the Roman times, to like the BC times. Rome was known for taking snow and mixing it with honey and other flavors and eating it, and they called that ice cream. But that's all I got for this week.
Okay.
Other than, please don't forget, Pioneer Days is coming up here in like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. May 6th and 7th. That's a Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a free event here in St. Genevieve at Sassafras Creek, 311 St. Mary's Road, St. Genevieve, Missouri. and you'll see a whole bunch of demonstrators and people selling things from the late 18th century through the mid 19th century. There'll be free wagon rides, and there'll be food, all kinds of neat stuff.
Yep.
And hoping for good weather. We've been pretty lucky so far. It's been about 70, 75, so I'm hoping it holds out and we have a great weekend.
It's a good excuse to come to St. Genevieve if you've
Yes.
never come there before and you want to tour the old houses. It's as good a day as any to come down. All the museums are going to be open anyway, so I mean, come on down to St. Gen May 6th or May 7th or both.
Or both, yeah.
Yeah, or both. And when you're done with Pioneer Days, I mean, that might only take an hour or two.
Yeah, it might take about 2 hours to get through it if you stop at each station.
Yeah, but when you're done with that, you can go eat at one of the local restaurants. You can go tour the old houses there. We have a vertical log house from the 18th century that you can tour, which is very rare in the United States. It's a French style of architecture. And St. Genevieve is actually a National Historic Park. It's a National Historic Park. The entire town is a National Historic Park.
And there's plenty of B&Bs to stay at. There's also a great big hotel in St. Genevieve that you could stay at. There's also campgrounds located about 20 miles away. There's a Han State Park where those of you who have campers, you can go there.
Yes.
The other place that's close by with campers that I can think off the top of my head is Fort Kaskaskia in Illinois, which is about 20 miles from St. Genevieve, and that's a really pretty place. We were actually there yesterday.
Yes, it is a very pretty place.
That's where we filmed the Ice House. Shh. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you make this chocolate ice cream.
Don't make the garlic ice cream.
Don't make the garlic ice cream. Whatever you do, don't make it. It's horrible.
Don't do it. You're worth more than that. You deserve more than that.
I need to brush my teeth or something.
Oh yeah, the aftertaste is definitely still going on. So thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you. I think I'll do one ice cream video every year. So I'm hoping next warm season I will make a strawberry ice cream video. Now that one I'm super excited about because I love fruit flavored ice creams so much.
And hopefully we'll be in a new set by then.
Yes, hopefully we will be in a new set because we're slowly building our forever homestead and we will get married and move on into there. So things are changing slowly but surely, and with the warm weather coming up, we're going to be very busy, but we're still going to keep on track putting out videos for you guys.
Yes.
So thank you so much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.